Hiya, Brad.
I
How are
can.
we? I know we've literally just recorded an episode we thought we'd do back to back because we just love talking to each other.
We do. We
Um,
do.
yeah, we just both had a break. We just had dinner. You asked me a minute ago what I had for dinner. I didn't tell you. Have a guess. What do you think I had for dinner?
Something like carbonara or
No,
pesto pasta.
nope. I had pesto pasta for lunch.
Okay. You
Uh,
had something like, I don't know, spaghetti hoops on toast or something childish or.
Close. I had cheese on toast.
Okay, that's good. What do you have with your cheese on toast? Do you just have literally like standard bread, cheese, that's it? Or do you get
Normally
bouge or.
no, but that is what I just had. So my favorite is like cheese on toast, and then I will like slice tomatoes, like big
Oh,
tomatoes,
yeah, like beef
on top.
tomato.
Yeah, and then I'll also put like, have you heard of aromat?
I have.
Like all-purpose seasoning. That on cheese on toast
Mm. I
slaps
should
every
think it could
time.
be cheese on toast just with Worcester sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Sorry.
I've never had that.
It's like the thing, Liam Perrins. You put it all on it.
Really?
It's amazing. It will change your life. I promise you.
Well, I tell you what I had the other week. I had cheese on toast, but underneath the cheese put Marmite.
I could cook, but I love Marmite, so I
Yeah.
could dig that.
Um, what did you have for dinner?
The roast.
Oh,
Oh, it was banging. It was so good.
I hate roasts.
What?
Did you not know this about me?
No, I'll tell you what I had. And then you can tell me if you've changed. I had sweet potato, a roasted sweet potato,
This is not a roast.
broccoli, roasted carrots, gravy, and my boyfriend had like lamb, and I had these like vegan chicken steaks. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
That's not a roast, girl, but okay. Yeah, I don't like roasts. The thought of putting everything on a plate and smothering it with gravy does not, like, I'm not a gravy
I don't
person.
smother it in gravy. I only have the gravy on like the meat.
Oh, okay. You're veggie, not vegan, are you?
Yeah, veggie.
Yeah, there's the guy I'm seeing at the moment. I'm not going to say any more than that. He's veggie, and I was veggie for like 2.5 years, and I actually really enjoyed being veggie. When I was veggie, I feel like I ate a lot more healthier.
Hmm.
You're about to make a dick joke, aren't you?
Oh, actually, no, I wasn't. I wasn't. I was just reminiscing of this burger that I last remember you eating. That was all.
What burger was that?
Off the floor.
Scream. Do you know what's hilarious? I
Can I
done
tell
that
the
the other.
story? Can I tell the
Yeah,
story?
go
Okay,
on.
right. Just have a caveat. Have a little caveat. So, me and Ben were in London, and we were going. We were like on a night out. We were fuck doodle doo. We were so pissed. Like, bear in mind, I went on my first ever electric bike. That was trauma. That was terrifying. And we'd gone out and like we'd been. I think it was like where did we go? Like Two Brewers and blah 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 blah. And on the way home, you were like, "Oh, can we get lunch? Should we get a McDonald's?" And I was like, "Let's just get back. Let's just get back. It's late." And you were like, "Oh, I'm starving. I'm starving." I was like, "We've just like." You can't be hungry, mate. You can't be hungry. So we're in the tube station, and I see a bag of like a McDonald's bag under a chair in the distance. I went, "Oh, there you go, Ben. It's McDonald's there. Fill your boots." Thinking it would have like human excrement in it or something, and Ben opens it up and he pulls out a burger, like a wrapped burger. I think it's like a McCrispy or something. And he was like, "Do I do it?" And I was like, "Do I do what?" Before I could even comprehend what he was asking me, he was eating like full on, had this burger in his mouth.
Now, the worst thing about this is a bad habit. This happened last week where I was on FaceTime on the underground with some friends and like on a group chat. And I think it's when I'm drunk. Cognitively, like if I'm at that level, and this is worse, by the way, there was a kebab that was half in a wrap that was half eaten.
Ben, no, that's
Half
bad.
eaten. And I
That's
thought I'll be
really bad.
funny. I think it's because when I'm drunk, I think I'm funny, and like I done it on
Oh, it
FaceTime,
was
otherwise I
really
wouldn't.
funny. I think about it all the time. Every time I want
And
to cheer
then
myself up, I just think of
I got
that
on the
before.
tube, and there was an open bag of ready salted crisps, and I finished the lot.
Lame. That's disgusting.
It's awful. It's
It was the
so
fact.
awful.
It was the fact that as soon as you finished eating it, we saw the rats running down the
Yeah,
train line, and you were like, "Oh
yeah.
no!" And then the next morning, you woke up, and you literally just turned to me, and it was like, "Not even good morning." It was, "Did I eat a burger off the floor last night?" I was like, "Yes, yes, you did."
Yes, you did.
We were right reckless
Yeah,
that night. Do you remember we
we were.
stole a cigarette from the man's ear? The best.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
It literally was on his
He
ear,
was
and
like,
I
this like
was like,
passed out like paralytic, and but everyone on the train was laughing at us because we kept on pretending to do it. And then you literally got up, and I was like,
"Yoink." We were rebellious. I'm actually going to take this off because it is hot in here. But yeah, that honestly, some of these stories that we have, I
That was
forget
funny.
because there's so much. But when you remind me, the cigarette, I can remember that. Um, there was something I was going to tell you about, and I can't remember what, girl. Um, no idea. Lost me. Do you know what? I think actually let's go straight into it this week. So we wanted to talk about social media because it's such a broad thing. Obviously, I live and breathe it. Like it is my day job, which I never thought it would be. As in, I do marketing. I'm not a creator kind of thing. But then I do have that as well, like those bits and bobs. But I just think there is so much to social media, and like I don't know about you, girl, but it kind of rules my life,
Yeah, it does me.
and I don't like it.
Mm.
I don't like it. I just you're constantly analyzing. Like you got to think. I work my job. My like KPIs are built around how many people are viewing, how many people are
Yeah.
liking, that. So like then that has like a bad habit for like sneaking into my personal life where I'm like, how many likes has this got? How many views? Like I've got to a really bad place now where I'll make a TikTok video. If in 2 minutes, it hasn't got 100 views, I'll delete it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Two
Oh
minutes.
my
It's the
gosh.
algorithm
Oh
because then I just
gosh.
know it's not favored and it's not going to go anywhere. My most
Mm.
like I've got some stuff that's got like 50,000 views that within 2 minutes had like 500 views,
Yeah.
which is insane. Um, but yeah, but you can get very like self-critical. Now
Mm.
we could get really deep about this. However, I think there is so much to social media that we all can relate to that is quite comical. Um, and I thought let's put it into like little segments where we can have an open discussion about what our experiences and thoughts and feelings. So the first one, which I find really interesting, and I'm dead interested to hear your opinion, Instagram specifically, close friends story. Do you use it? Have you ever used it?
I've only ever used it when I've been single.
Okay, tell me more.
Because my close friends, I've not specifically chosen this. I don't know whether it is the right algorithm or how it works. I don't know. But all my friends are gay men for
Is in
some
like
bizarre
in real
reason.
life or on Instagram?
No, I can't stand the gays. Like, I'm joking. But no, like for some reason on Instagram it always does that. Whether it's because they're the pictures that I specifically like, or I'm not sure. So whenever I've been single, I don't ever like posted like a thirst trap picture. It's always gone on my close friends list. And if it hasn't got men on it, they're like my girlfriends, that will just like roll their eyes and be like, Brad's being Brad. But other than
Okay.
that, I don't really do it. I'm not on that many people's close friends list. And if I am, I wouldn't say that we're close friends. So I always find it a bit bizarre if
No.
I see it.
Yeah, I was talking to my flatmate about this earlier, and she was saying that a lot of people use it where it's to hide from family,
Oh,
like it's to
okay.
post content so family can't see it. But I probably should use it that, but I
Yes, you
don't.
should.
That's the thing as well. Not necessarily Instagram, but TikTok. You cannot control who is viewing your
Yeah.
content. Like the other week, I was sat at the desk at work, and the marketing director, head of marketing, came up to my desk and was like, he's South African, by the way. This came up on my TikTok and I thought it was really funny. And I was like, the video wasn't bad. It was me singing, but I was like, what other shit
Yeah.
have you seen that I put on there? But I felt like you just have to go balls to the walls with it. I do have a
Mm.
close friend story. That is normally where I'm quite open on social media, so I would post normally anything. But you're
Yeah.
right. This sounds vain, but being single, I would be cautious what I'm putting on my main Instagram. Like I don't put drag. There is no drag on my boy Instagram.
Mm.
I will never reshare something from the drag page onto my main Instagram
Yeah.
ever. Just because I'm like, I don't, I don't know. I don't know why. Well, I kind of do. When you're dating, I want to have the conversation with someone to tell them I'm a drag queen rather than them finding out and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, I
having
can
a
appreciate that.
pre-assumed opinion of it. Um, I am on a lot of people's close friends. I don't really use it. If I get added to one more gay guy's close friends and see a butthole pic,
On Instagram.
Oh my god, wild. Wild
What? I did
from the
not know that.
basic. Wild from the basis. If what happens if you accidentally put it on the wrong one? What happens if you accidentally don't hit
Oh
close
my
friends? hmm There's someone I work with, and if they're listening to this, well, I'm not going to name you, but you know exactly who you are. I say work with, they don't work in the same company, we just know them in the professional space. They, without context, added me to their close friends. I only know them through work, and it literally was them bent over and just swaying their bum at like
God.
bent, like, so they were facing the other way, and like everything was just swinging. And when I tell you this shocked me, I was like, what? Yeah, close
What
friends,
the
the gays.
hell?
And I
That is
just don't
so
get it.
weird.
Why? What I don't get about it is like, why are you posting that unless, like, how in your brain have you got a group of people that you want to see that?
That is just bizarre.
Like, okay, I've taken a saucy pic time, in my time, but I would never put that out there for a
Oh
group.
no.
It's just bizarre,
Yeah, that's
bizarre.
so weird.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people I've had close friends,
Oh, I didn't
which
know
to be,
that.
yeah, which it's just wild to me. Sorry if you can hear a siren, by the way. There's a police car going by. Yeah, wild. It's too risky. I would never dare. I wouldn't
That
even
is
like
so
slag someone
bizarre.
off on my close friends because I am
I
the
mean,
type of
why?
person that would put something up accidentally. Yeah, wild. I think the only times I've really used close friends was when I was raging about my ex,
Yeah.
and it not when I was with them, when we were on a break or we actually ended. That's when I do. Or if I put something that out of context will not make sense.
Yeah.
So like for example, like I've put things in my close friend story before where it's like me on a night out and I burst into tears and it's a really ugly crying picture, but I'm making a joke out of it. So it's not
Yeah.
me being like I hate my life, like oh.
Yeah.
It genuinely is like me taking the piss out of myself, but I wouldn't put that on my main
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I don't use close friends at all.
no, what I will
Okay.
say is kind of it segues into another area of social media if we're using close friends for dirty nudes, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Wild. That has blown up
It is
out of nowhere.
bizarre. It's
But
the fact that it's people's careers. Like, good for you. Good for you, by the way.
the,
No
the
shame, but
most the most bizarre is like it's not I don't know, it's not like some famous influencers. It's like Karen next door has an
yeah,
OnlyFans. Like that
yeah.
I find strange. But also where do they get the following? I don't get it. Asking
I
for
think
a
you've got to
friend.
remember. I can't remember who I was talking to this to. I think I can't remember where this. I think it was on a date before, and someone said to me, "Would you ever do OnlyFans?" And I was just like, "Why on earth would I do that?" Like with the way I
Yeah.
look. And he was like, he said, everybody has a specific type, and you are someone's niche market. And I was like, that is true. To be fair, like there is someone that would like that thing. Like there'd be someone that like I don't know, buck teeth, big forehead, people like you. Do you know what I mean? Everyone has that.
Scream. I don't get it. I've never used it. Never been on it, never. So I don't even know how it works. So like when these
Mm.
people suddenly get loads and loads of followers, I'm like, are they using social media to like promote it, or is there some sort of like
I think because they've got, I
function
don't
on
know how
it?
it works. A lot of it, they've got to be careful having it when they, like, a lot of people can't even put in their like their link trees and stuff like that
Yeah,
because of like how it. I don't understand it to be honest, but
I just honestly I find that world of things just absolutely bizarre because it is people you would never guess. I
well, yeah, yeah.
Go on.
I was gonna say I used to work with. She would not care me talking about this. I'm not gonna say who she is. Like gorgeous girl, lovely girl, really really nice. And this is when we were managers in a supermarket, and she started it when it was still not a massive thing. It was still kind of like up and coming. And she like said like at one point she was making more money a month doing that than she was in her job as like a senior manager in a supermarket, which
And
is
what
just
content was she
bizarre.
doing?
Just
Quite
solo stuff, like
tame.
just yeah, I think so. Like just more, it was more like pictures and things like that. But we had to like the problem we ended up having is I guess how it then seeps into a professional workplace because we would then have people that knew that she done it and would try and use it against her. Like I ended up, or I can't really talk about it, I think, but there are people that lost their jobs because of it. Do you know what I mean? Like about
Yeah.
talking about it because you can't then bring it into specific settings, but.
You can flip it on its head and go, actually, like at the end of the day, like it is just bodies, like
Yeah.
we all have them. But I do get it from a certain extent. I bit of a tangent, but I have a really funny story. I'm pretty sure I've told you this before. So years ago, I probably like 4 or 5 years ago now. I can't even remember how I came across it. I don't know whether someone sent it to me or I don't think I had been looking at. I'm going to call it corn. We won't call it the P word. We'll call it corn. I don't know how I came across it, but long story short, uh, a video came up, and I was like, "Hang on a minute!" It was screenshots, and it was on a website that was specifically of like British boys,
Mm.
and it was screenshots. I was like, I recognize that person, and I knew that person because they were a straight guy. That I'm not going to go any more detail than that, but I just knew them. We were
Mm.
in a friendship circle in some sense. And I was like, why are you on a gay corn site? Like, what? Now, I was like so intrigued. I was like, someone's stolen his face. Like,
Mm.
so I took the pictures of it and was like, what's going on? Because it was a different name as everything. Me
Yeah.
forgetting people have corn names. So I was like, what is this? Like, street man's got a girlfriend of years, blah, blah, blah. Well, me being me, I was so curious. I actually paid a subscription just to unlock so I could actually see the video, not in a weird way, but purely on the basis to be like, what the hell
Yeah.
is this? Oh my God. It was a video where it was about like, they call it straight bait. Like they try and bait, it's like straight guys exposed kind
Mm.
of thing. He literally got everything done to him by an old man. And it was actually him.
Mm.
Like literally, he got like spanked, like everything by this old man. And like the whole premise of this corn was like, I'm giving you lots of money for you to do all of this. He literally got like, honestly, it was wild. And he only done like 2 or 3 videos, and it was from like 3 years ago. And I looked, and it was COVID.
Wow.
And I was like, I literally was like, doesn't that just prove the algorithm where it's like, I can't even remember how I came across it. It might have even been on Twitter. And I was like, that you thought by just having a different name you'd be
Yeah, you'd be
okay, but
fine.
you've got
Yeah.
no idea who's looking at it. And I actually knew this person like in a semi-professional capacity. Didn't say a thing. I couldn't. I couldn't expose the
Mm.
poor boy. Like I genuinely to this day he does not know that I know.
There's a thing though, isn't it? There's always that thing of like I think when you do go into like the adult industry and things like
Mhm.
that, you do have to just appreciate the fact that anyone that you know could see it. Your parents
Oh
could see
yeah.
it if they stumbled upon it. Do you know what I mean?
I'll after this I'll send you the photo that I saw. It's
Uh,
wild. It's wild. But yeah, I personally couldn't do it. I don't have an interest, no matter how broke I may feel or be. I just couldn't. Especially from a professional point of view. Like even
Got excited. I'm sorry.
you're fine. I just couldn't do it. Like
Mm.
even I think it's from a professional point of view. Like to a certain extent, even like doing a podcast was risky. Like I had
Yeah.
to at work, I had to be like, just so you know, I'm doing this.
Mm.
But the moment I knew that I was okay and safe was because I've got friends that still don't know that we do this. And I'm like,
Oh,
they
okay.
literally follow me. So it's like if you don't know, Karen isn't gonna put two and two
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's wild. Um, okay, another realm of social media that I think is worth us talking about, the algorithm. I did just mention it,
It's
and the
scary.
algorithm
I literally think
knowing
it's
who you
scary.
are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What you want or what you've like listened to, or it is scary. It's really scary.
My favorite thing to do is, do you know what? It might be actually funny for us to do. Uh, if you go onto your Instagram,
Hmm.
go onto your Instagram and then go on the search, and then just take a screenshot of what's recommended, depending what it is.
It's
Like
just
we should,
people.
uh,
Go on search. What do you mean,
yeah,
like on my
like
search page?
yeah, like there.
Oh, okay, and screenshot it.
And
Okay.
screenshot
Oh,
that, and then we're going to put them up side by side on here.
okay.
Um, because this tells you a lot about a person. This tells you about what they're looking at, what they're doing, what they're
Oh,
interested
mine's
in.
really innocent. That's all right then.
Mine's really innocent as well, but I know people that like it is just naked men or
Oh yeah,
like
no,
so exposing. We done this at work, and someone that I know that they are gay, but you wouldn't expect this from
Uh-huh.
them. They done it, and it was just like men topless, thirst traps, and I was like I think it's really exposing. You can tell a lot about a person. But no, the algorithm just I do not get it. You know when you're having a conversation with someone, you go to your phone and then it's there.
And then, yeah, I think I always say to someone, like, if I'm trying to recommend a video to them, I'll talk about something, and I'll just literally say to them, just so your phone ears, you want to watch this person's video, and then like they'll literally text me, and I'm like, that is so, like literally like a couple of hours
Whoa!
later.
But like I haven't ticked a box to say you can do that. It
Yeah,
must
it's
be
weird. You
like
have there's some deep old T's and
T's
C's
and
somewhere.
C's. And do you know what's worse about it? Is I work in social media. I have their social media on my
Mm.
phone. So my algorithm
Oh
is being
yeah.
built into the brand. Honestly, wild. So then, like, something happened.
Oh,
Oh,
mum, can I try the new so and so chocolate covered dildo?
yeah. Yeah. And then suddenly it's coming up recommended on some brand's page. Like, I just think it's scary. Like, it's like the world of AI. Like, I'm just like,
Mm.
ugh.
AI is terrifying, like literally terrifying to me. I find it so
But
scary.
I think the thing is with the algorithm and then the AI and like it recommending, you build your life depending on what you're looking at.
Mm.
Like it's almost like it is. I would be really like curious about like subconsciously how many decisions you're making based off what your algorithm is
Mm.
showing you.
It is
Because
really scary.
I do it all the time with drag, where like I don't need a new wig, but it will show me this stuff that I haven't necessarily asked for, and I'm like, I wear wigs. Have you seen? There's a viral thing at the moment of I think it's
Oh,
Patsy Palmer
Patsy
in the
Palmer.
Big
Like,
Brother
so
hair.
how long have you worn a wig?
Uh,
I vote for
uh,
Patsy. My first
um,
nomination is Patsy.
um,
That was brilliant editing by Big Brother.
yeah,
Like the team behind
I
that was brilliant.
I know. I thought it was camp. I also, what planet is he living on? Being like that, it's not a wig.
I know, bless him,
I
bless
know.
him.
Oh, it just kills
I've
me.
always had thick, long blonde hair.
Yeah, I thought it was quite rude because I haven't said it's not a wig. It's just like, girl, take a look in the mirror. Um, kills me. I just think the algorithm as well. It just knows I'm gay, and
Yeah.
I think it could expose some discreet guys. It just knows. It knows exactly what it wants to show you, whether that's men, whether that's drag, whether that's just like gay culture. What I love about it though, and with social media, is you could pick my phone up, take that to a straight person, and they would have no
No
idea
idea.
what they're
Yeah.
looking at. Give it to a gay person, they'd know exactly what all of it is. Like if we
But I
swap
do.
phones, we'd be fine.
Yeah, one thing I do almost like about the algorithm though is, do you ever find that you find things that you enjoy that you probably never would have found before? So like
Mm-hmm.
my big like I find with like TikTok is like especially is music. Like the amount of
Yeah,
people I found through TikTok who I'm like obsessed with now,
yeah.
and I'm
I
like I
like
never ever
really
would have
like
found them.
small
Yeah,
artists. Yeah, I know what you mean. TikTok is a wild one though. Like I don't know the details, but it will recommend based on how long you're watching a video, and it's like I've heard that it watches your face, your emotions, and if you're reacting a certain way, then like if I was smiling while watching a video, it knows I like it, so it would show me more of that content, which I just think is wild. Okay, next thing I want to talk about on social media is it's the subtle art of a DM slide and
yeah,
sliding into the DM purely on the basis if you're DMing me out of nowhere, I'm assuming you've got one intention, and that's
yeah,
to like you're interested. Like, and if it's not that, I'm baffled. It actually happened
yeah.
to me a couple of weeks ago where someone DM'd me and they were just like, hi. And I was like, who is this? I looked and there's someone I went to high school with, straight, never really spoke to them ever. And I was
Mm.
like, hello? Like, but my brain straight away is going, they want to fuck.
Yeah,
But I genuinely don't think it was. We had a conversation and they were like, I just thought I'd say hi.
yeah. That's weird. I think
And
that's
you know when
weird
you're
though.
like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm also really bad with sliding into DMs. Like,
I never done it.
really?
Nope, never done it.
Oh, I have, and it's worked out. Like, reply
You've
to
got
a
the STDs to
story.
prove it.
Exactly, like get the list out. That's the noise my arsehole makes. I don't know why I
as
said
if
that.
as if it's tight enough to do that.
Yeah, it just goes whoa, 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 whoa. I can't honestly, my brain, I can't remember what we were just saying, but I that was it. I sometimes reply to a story of someone I've never messaged, and I'll be like, how
Actually,
cringe.
yeah. No, I think I've done that actually. I'd take it all back. I think I've like
Yeah,
seen pictures before and I've like sent like a fire emoji.
I've
Or
never, I've never just messaged someone, hey.
no, I've never done that. I've never done
To
that.
me, that's creepy. But like,
Yeah.
I definitely have like react to people's, and then it starts a
Yeah, same.
conversation. But like sometimes it's really like quick. But to me, I would never do that in a friendship capacity. Hmm. I would do it to someone that I know of.
Yeah.
Like if I just followed a randomer, I wouldn't then DM them reacting to their story unless I had the intention of being like, hey,
But I think in terms of like DM, I mean, like I wouldn't go onto their page to then message them. I would just react to a story.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you class that as sliding in someone's DMs though,
Well,
because it's not my intention.
someone who, let's be real, is probably going to listen to this. They slid into my DMs during the week. Um, Out of nowhere, hi. Like literally out of nowhere, hi. And I was like, hi. Uh, and it was just a casual conversation like I knew them. They started then sending them like selfies of them in bed. And I was like, they were gay. I was like, okay. And I was just trying to engage in normal conversation with them. And I was like, how did you find me on Instagram then? Because they literally followed me and then 2 minutes later messaged me hi.
Oh.
And they were like, oh, you just came up as suggested friends. And even then, I was like, I don't know whether I believe that because we had like 3 mutuals. Like, if you've got 3 mutuals, you're not coming up as suggested.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was really wild. And then they keep sending me photos randomly. And then they message me every morning saying, morning. And now I'm getting to a point where I'm like airing them off. And they literally said to me, how you doing? Not bad. Oh, doing much today? And I kind of didn't answer it. Doing much today? Then sent me a photo, and in the photo, the caption was, doing much today?
Oh
And this is,
no.
we spoke about it on our last episode about icks. What you doing? What you up to? Like, what? Why do you need to know if I'm doing much today? And
Yeah,
like, I
that's true.
literally, the most recent was at 6:30 this morning, a photo. I haven't opened it. Shall I open it? Morning. Wild. Absolutely wild. But the moment I open that and don't reply, they'll know and they'll message being like, hello. And I'm just
That's
like, this is
weird.
not a green flag. This is massive red flags. Leave
Yeah.
me alone. And if you're listening to this, leave me alone. I feel like I need to block them. Yeah, just wild. Like DMs, it feels like it's the new dating app in some sort of sense.
Mm.
That I just find really bizarre. What social media platform do you think rules your life?
Instagram.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now you're showing your age. Because,
Thanks.
well, Facebook is the old people's. YouTube is the niche people's. Instagram is like when you're in denial that you're in your 30s. And then TikTok is for below 28.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
So you're on Instagram. What content are you being served? What do you normally do on it? What do you look at? Because
I,
although you may use it more, you're not a massive Instagram poster. You're more
no.
now than you used to be.
Yes, but my Instagram's completely changed. Like, completely changed. So my Instagram used to all just be selfies. Like, just pure, like,
Yeah.
selfies. And now it's very rare. And if I do post a selfie, it's on the back. It's like the last image of a thing that I've done. Like the one that I've done the other day when I went to Birmingham.
Yeah.
But the last picture was of me. And it wasn't even like a pose selfie. It was just me taking a piss. So I think like my Instagram's change is in that sense. My Instagram's mainly just full of like mine's really depressing. Mine's all music stuff. Music and
Really?
film. That's all it is. Like I feel
You've
like
got genuine interests.
yeah, like that's all mine is. I don't have any like men on there. I don't have any like anything specifically really niche. Like at the minute
Yeah.
my Instagram is literally just full of Eurovision shit. Like full Eurovision shit.
Okay. Mine's really interesting because obviously I have a drag Instagram and then I have a boy Instagram. I do not follow anything drag related on my boy. Because if I want to look at drag content, I'll go over to my
Yeah.
drag one. It really annoyed me when it was mixed, or I was following loads of drag queens. It was just winding me up. So I literally unfollowed all of them on my main, and I don't follow anything drag related. So if I want to go like look at drag, then I'll go there if like gigs and things like that. But my boy one, I think, is just whatever. Like I don't necessarily on Instagram follow like creators or influencers or anything. It's normally
Mm.
just Instagram for me feels like an old person's Facebook where I'm like finding out what people are up to kind of thing. Like
I can see that. I can see that. I've never used Twitter. I've never used it at all.
no, I have it, but I don't really use it.
Facebook, I don't use. Like, if I do,
No,
it's really niche for me to look at it. Like, I want to look at it for a specific reason.
me. So
YouTube,
I use
I
Facebook.
wouldn't class YouTube as a social media platform.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't class it as that at all.
I think if you've got something where content's being posted, then you're commenting. Like the
Yeah,
comment section on YouTube go like wild. I don't
yeah, that's
use
true.
it, but and they now have YouTube Shorts as well, which is like Instagram Reels.
Yeah,
I think this is chaotic, but some people I know just go through YouTube Shorts,
that's
which
cringe
I'm
to
like,
me.
yeah, weird because
That's
the type of
ick.
content. But I do. I used to be a massive YouTube fan. I wouldn't watch
I
TV. I
can't
would binge
anymore.
watch
It's
YouTube.
too many ads. Like, I'm probably showing my age.
Yeah.
It's too many ads. I'm not. I want to watch a video that's like 35 seconds long, telling me how to take
Mhm.
the pressure of my car tire. I don't want to have to watch a minute and a half's ads on how before I can get to the video. Just show me how to do it. Just show
Yeah,
me how to do it.
that's true. I also do listen to podcasts a lot. I know that doesn't technically class as social media, but like that is what a lot of my time's taken up with.
But
Now,
I say about Instagram, like this is probably again me showing my age. I don't class TikTok as a social media platform.
that's wild.
Yeah, I don't. I don't
What
class
do
it as
you?
social
Is
media
it?
because I
Is it
don't
because
know them. I don't
so
know these
you
people.
look at it as like entertainment?
Yeah, to me, it's not me trying
Okay.
to catch up on anything. The only person that makes content on TikTok that I know is you. Other than that, I don't know
Damn.
anyone else. I don't know anyone else on TikTok that makes like.
Okay. I would say yes, maybe for you. For me, it is like I've made loads of friends through TikTok now. Like I'm in a group chat on Instagram, which is hilarious. And it's literally the name of it is TikTok Gals. And there is, hang on, how many people? There is 17 people.
Well,
Yeah, all people that create content on TikTok.
yeah.
They're in this. From people that, there is people in here that like, when we go on live, they sit in the comments and have never come up and showed their face. They're in this group chat. And then you've got some which are like TikTok influencers with 500,000 followers. It's wild. Like it's wild. And then we have like subsections where we've got tinier group chats. I literally was laughing to one of like my friends that I've met through TikTok the other day. And then people get bitchy because they're not in the group chat. And I'm like, oh, how old are we? Kind of thing. Um, TikTok's wild, especially when your mum creates it. Anyway. So I'll say we can always cut this out. Brad's mum is creating TikToks and it keeps coming up on my For You page. Because we send each other a lot of TikToks,
Yeah.
like all the time. Like, and I can always tell whether you're busy or not because, like, yesterday you were sending them to me back to back, like every 2 minutes, a new TikTok would come through. Now I spend a lot of time on TikTok, so I then am just like looking at it all. But yes, I do love this generation of old people,
I know it is
older,
cute. It
like
is
being on
cute.
TikTok creating content. I just
It is cute. It is, but when you know them, it's not. So the first time I found out my mother was
never
doing
know
TikToks, it was me and you
so
together.
good
It was literally we
tonight.
were together talking about making this podcast, and I got
Yeah.
a message from my niece who never messaged me because she's too young and too cool, saying, "Oh God, look what Nan's done!" And I opened it, and it is a video of my mum to Lady in Red. Like it's just
Lady in
bizarre.
red.
It's
Yeah.
just yeah, it's
I
really
love it
cute.
though. So a couple of people that joined our TikToks, there is one woman who is chaotic and I call her Geraldine because can you remember Geraldine? Peter Kay when he's dressed up
Okay,
as a
yeah.
woman. She looks just like her. They're chaotic. They come on and they basically talk about how they've got like sex parties to go to. So it's those two and then like 10 men. And like one of them has like a pet rat. So she comes on
Oh,
live and the
okay.
rat is like, oh, Sorry, I dropped a ring. It's just my coil. She has she has like a rat running around, and she doesn't pay any
Oh,
attention to it. She's just like, "Hi, yeah," and it's like a rat going scurry, scurry. The other day, like it sat on the back of her hair, and all I could see was a tail like hanging down her neck.
no.
Absolutely not. And then you hear a parrot in the background. Um,
Oh, that was actually one of my icks that I never aired. People that have birds as pets.
yes,
Weird.
weird,
All the
odd.
animals you can have, all the animals you can have in the world, and you're like, I'm gonna get a parakeet. It's just weird.
Yeah, that is weird. I also just remembered that in the last episode we asked people to send in stories about their icks, and we can't actually talk about it here because of recording back to
Oh,
back. So we'll have to talk about it
yes.
next week.
Yeah.
So don't forget. Um, but yeah, okay, parrot is an ick. Yeah, fair enough. They talk as well, don't they? Like,
Yeah. Could you imagine like trying to like go to sleep and fucking hear birds squawking in the background trying to there's
so
someone in the house.
my grandma and granddad used to have a parrot, and it used to
Yeah.
sing like "ba ba black sheep."
Nah. My
I
nan
don't know if I
had
can say that. Is that piece?
no, you can't. You can't say that anymore. Rainbow sheep.
That's wild.
I know, madness.
Which it kind of
But I
leads me
just
into my next.
okay,
Go
okay.
on. No, go
I
on.
was gonna say it's I find it really interesting because part of me was like, yeah, it's ludicrous that you should have to say rainbow sheep. And I'm like, well, actually, the sound is black sheep because the black sheep's the one that's not accepted into the flock or into society. So I can kind of understand why people would find it offensive. But I also am like, it's a nursery rhyme. But I'm also not a person of colour, so I can't.
Yeah, and what I would say is this kind of feeds into my next point about, especially my generation, more like Gen Zers, what are we now on? Gen Alpha, I think.
Um,
Are we helping with activism on social media?
no,
Or are we just building up this woke culture that is then frowned upon?
I think that my biggest problem with social media is I think there's no accountability for what people say. And I know that there's so many people that are trying to get laws passed and, parents who've lost children to like suicide and things like that because of the consequences of people saying things on social media. There is just there's no comeback for
No.
what, like, you won't even, do you know what Bebo is?
Yeah.
So Bebo was about when I was a kid, and I remember when I was at school. I reckon I was about 11. There was a I hate Bradley me, but I hate Bradley fan club on Bebo, and they were like, oh, like this is when I literally this before I was obviously out because I was like 11, and it was like, oh, he's like a fat old gay boy, and there was, do you know the Pussycat Dolls song Hush Hush?
Yeah.
That like this is the type of music that he listens to, and like it was fun. Like there were all these like, all the straight boys that I went to school with, like being like, oh yeah, he's like a fat little gay, but like vile, like so vile. And I'm like,
And
I
you were
find
like, how do you know I listened to Pussycat Dolls?
yeah, and this isn't my favourite song of theirs.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was
Get it
what I
right,
was
girl.
upset about. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's just no consequence, and there's influence, like influential, not good for the good reasons, TikTokers that I watch, and I think I don't follow them, but they come up on my FYP, and I think you're so problematic, and you're so nasty, and you're so vile. But then I also look at the comments that people leave this person, and I'm just like, I would not have the gun. Like, I wouldn't have the, I don't know what you want to call it, strength to have someone say the things that these people say to them. I would never be able to cope with it at all.
Which is funny because that leads me into another bit, which actually I can talk about now. So a few months ago now, I went into casting for TV. I told you about this, didn't I?
Mm.
I've decided not to continue, hence why I can talk about it now. I Some people sent me some things. I got reached out to about going into casting for ITV for some new ITV reality shows. There was a couple of ones that they were interested in, and I had to do like loads of self tapes, interviews, auditions. It was wild. It was getting closer and closer to like being on said TV shows. I won't say which. Um, I then sat down and looked at myself and went, "Can you cope with the trolls on social media?"
Mm.
And I was like, oh, well, I'll just won't look. And then I was like, my day job is in social media. Like, I'm not here to become a reality TV star. Like, if I go on a TV show, it'd be because I get something out of it. Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't go on like Big Brother as much as I'd love to. I wouldn't do that. The only thing I was looking at was shows where like there was opportunity to win like money or something I'd never be able to do without a TV show. So
Yeah.
like there's one coming. I can say this because I think they've done a press release on it that was with Ben Shepherd, and it was about climbing like Kilimanjaro, but every time they get to another like height, they have to like try and it's almost like kick people off the mountain. Like they had to do games and like whoever gets to the top wins loads of money. I was like, that I get something out because when am I ever going to climb Mount
Yeah.
Kilimanjaro? A bit like Hunted, you know, like Celebrity Hunted.
Yeah.
I'd do that. Or like race around the world, race across the world.
Yeah.
But I just was like these ones that are more reality based. Like I would go back to my day job afterwards, and I work in social media, so I would not be able to switch off. Like I
Yeah.
genuinely can't.
And I think as well, like people go into these like reality shows with the mentality that they're gonna become famous from doing it, and a lot of the time it just doesn't work for them, and they're almost in this like this weird caveat of being not too famous but too recognisable to have a normal passing job, but they're not famous enough to have that as their career.
Yeah, and I've got some friends that have done TV. Like I've crossed paths with people as well, and like had these type of conversations, being like, "What is it actually like?" And they always say it's horrendous. You know, a friend of mine was on Married at First Sight,
Yeah,
which is
one of the biggest
just
programs in like the world, isn't it? Really?
yeah. And every time I spoke to them, it was like, "Oh, you just have to like switch off." Just like you and I was like, I don't know if I could do that. I would be googling my own name. I don't know if that means
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
vain or what, but I think it's just from
No,
a
no, I
place of
think it's because
insecurity.
yeah,
I literally would be googling my own name. I'd be watching every single clip. Like if I went into Big Brother and then came out, I'd be like, you don't know. Like look at freaking JoJo Siwa and Chris Hughes at the moment.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
who knows what the truth is behind that? Even though we're watching it 24 hours, well, I'm not, but you can.
Mm.
Who knows what the intentions are? But I just sat to myself. I was like, what am I doing? Unless
Mm.
I was confident that there would be no backlash. Like if it was like pointless or
Yeah,
like the chase, then cool. But I've got no interest in doing those. Um, but yeah, I do think people are relentless, and it's scary. I think for kids nowadays with social media because it's funny that you say about like when you with obviously with Bebo, even like I think I experienced bullying being gay when I was a kid, both online but also still offline. Like people came and egged my house when I was like 11 years old. Like, whereas now, like, have you saw the series Adolescence?
I didn't see it, but I know of it. The
Like,
plot.
without giving too many spoilers, the premise of that is that this beef between people started between these kids because there was some secret code they were talking in on
Mm.
social media, and you've got no idea, like,
Mm.
no idea. And I think you're right. Like the group chats, it just gets nasty really quickly.
It's like, like I said, there is just no consequence. Like even in the sense of like, do you remember that time with that?
Here we go.
Oh no, no, that guy that's like he was like I'm Italian, rah, 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 but he wasn't Italian, and he was really, really, really nasty to me. And then he started talking to you, and he was like, "Oh, I know
Yes.
him," rah, rah. And I was like, "Oh yeah, look what he
Yeah.
just sent me," and it was like you fat Tourette-ridden, get
Yes.
cunt, blah 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 blah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like to think that you can say that to someone you don't know.
Don't know. Yeah. I find it really difficult because it's like what I feel like people are using social media for the wrong reasons now. Like it should just be a part of like you sharing what you're up to and things like that, or entertainment, but entertainment in a positive way and like not. You can take the piss out yourself, of course, but like out of other people, I just think is like wild. And then when you bring like young people in activism,
It does just get messy, especially when they're misinformed and they're talking about things, and you sit there and you think, that ain't true. But what you're
you don't know what
saying
you're
is
talking
so
about.
incorrect, and you know, it's just a funny. Like you haven't got to put this little, we don't have to put this bit in. But I think that's like a big thing with this whole issue with the trans movement. Is people like Elphaba who have fucked it for so many people because they're just so misinformed, and do you know what I mean? It's just bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we probably can put it in. I just think obviously we won't talk massively on it. Obviously, like we might put it on social media about it, but you're right. Like, there's all of these things that are coming, and like, even I, who I would say that I am well informed because of my day job, have to be about these things. I sometimes are like, well, I'm not going to comment because I haven't been able to like go through the depths of what it all means
Yeah.
as of this moment in time. So it's like until I've done all of that, like, and also at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm like, what am I achieving? Like, other
Mm.
than like if I post something and there's people that don't like it, they'll unfollow me, and I'm like, thank fuck for that, you've unfollowed me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Who was it? There was some celebrity, Paloma Faith. She
Oh,
put
I
on
saw
Instagram,
that.
and she lost hundreds and hundreds. Was it if not thousands?
Fantastic. Well, that's what I just when I was having my dinner, I saw May Muller, the singer. She like had put a video on like a video on, I think it was on TikTok, Instagram. But some of the comments from the people like, "Oh, I used to like you, but now I'm going to unfollow you." And she was like, "Yeah, see ya." And I'm like,
Bye.
"Do you think they're bothered? Like, why
I
would you want
know.
someone that has such egregious or horrible false opinions to
Yeah,
follow you?"
I think it's also like wild about how much social media influences like the world. Like, look at was it last year? Brat Summer,
Yeah,
was that last year?
yeah.
She have you just seen on tour? She's just announced like, you thought, we've had Brat Summer, we'll get ready. It was like her album announcement.
No, it's not. People have got that wrong. People have got it
Oh,
wrong. I think I again, this is just pure speculation. I think what she was saying is like she's had her moment, and now look at all these other people that are going to be releasing music this summer. So she was saying like Addison Rae and like Ethel Cain, like they're all releasing projects this summer. So
because
she's
people
like,
were like,
I
oh,
had
she's
last year.
collabing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's that. I think because
Oh.
she's focusing on films now, isn't she, or like on TV? She's coming away from music for a little while, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought we were about
But
to see
but
the.
you think Brat Summer was literally? What I'd say like 70-80% influence that, but how successful that was purely by social media.
Yeah, like at work all the time, we talk about Brat Summer because it's actually
No.
like a case study to be like, look how
Mm.
much this impacted. And that's the thing is, sorry, and then he just got hit by the ring light. That's the thing about like trends and things that go viral. Like one, especially on TikTok, if something goes viral, oh my god, it's everywhere. And then if you
No.
engage with that, you don't stop seeing it. And as someone that creates content, I'm like, it is really like, you've got to get on those trends quick,
Yeah.
otherwise you miss the boat. But they just like, it's like a landslide. They like just, it's everywhere. And that
Yeah.
was like Brat Summer, but I wouldn't even say like Brat Summer was a social media trend. I would literally say it was a culture shift
Yeah, it was. It really was.
in a weird sense. Like, it was, I don't know the details of it massively. I kind of out the loop, but it wasn't it like all to do with like being a bit more rebellious.
Yeah, I think so. It was again like I don't know whether it's just because I'm old. I just it's I
Yeah, I
love
don't
like
listen to their music
I love
either.
Charlie XCX and I've liked Charlie XCX well beyond years ago, well before she was a mainstream artist. So I don't get into any of that stuff. I just enjoy the music, but I don't get involved with all of the stuff that like surrounds it. But I think it was just because it was. I don't know. I just when I'm like, oh yeah, Brat Summer, I just associate it just being a good like time for music because you had her, Sabrina, Chapel, like you had all these amazing like empowering female artists. Well, you know what I mean, and allies and queer supporters and
Yeah, although the one video that will forever curse me is when fucking Sabrina Carpenter, was it Sabrina Carpenter done that duet with Dolly Parton on Please Please Please?
oh yeah, and it's like she's
Oh
yeah.
my god, I had a bad idea, babe. That being like creepy,
Yeah,
um,
it was
which,
creepy.
which is hilarious. Do you ever like listen to songs and you're like, when you actually listen to the meaning, you're like, wait, this is wild. When I was gigging on Friday, I sung "I Drove All Night" by Celine Dion, and she literally was like, I drove all night to get to you. Is that all right? I drove all night, crept in your room, woke you from your sleep to make love to you. I was
Yeah, creep.
like,
And lock her up.
yeah, I was like, what is that? That is wild. But there I am on stage being like, crept in your room. I was like, I sound like a nonce. Great. I was like, that's
Sound
great for the
like.
drag queen agenda. That's great for the drag queen agenda. But yeah, I sometimes think with these like that please, please, please. I had a bad idea, please. I don't know why I made it sound like she's a sheep. Um, is there anything else that you like want to talk about when it comes to social media? that you can think
I don't,
of.
I don't think so. I just do. I just find it just I just think it's fascinating in general.
It is,
I know
and
it's some
I
people's
think
jobs. Like literally, their full time job is to be like a TikTok creator. I'm like,
I obviously with my day job I work with
mm,
creators, and like it's wild. It's
mm,
wild. Like being from my perspective, yeah, it just is wild. That it is their full time job. One thing I will talk about is like body image and social
mm.
media and editing photos. Now, what's your thoughts on it? Are you for it, against it? Do you do it? Like Photoshop your
Um,
photos?
I used to do it all the time, and this is actually one of the big reasons why I've shifted in what I post on my personal Instagram. So I went on holiday back in January, and I met these people, and they were really nice. They were lovely. They were so nice, and like we shared like Instagrams and that, and they were like, "You look nothing like the images you post." And they were like, "You're a lot fatter in real life," and things like that. Like they were savage, like savage, savage. I'm like, "Yeah, they're really nice." Like they were savage, and it really made me like be like, "Oh God!" Like I don't think I want to post pictures like that if they're gonna if that's what people think. That's like people are like, Brad, like get a grip. You look nothing like that picture you've just posted. So now I delete everything on there. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really look like me. Or if I'm like, oh yeah, I edited like my eye bags under my eyes to make them a little bit better. I'm like, I just don't want it on there. If it's not one that I've not touched, if it's one that I've not touched, then I'm happy for it to stay or happy to post it. But if it's one that I know that I've edited to make myself feel better about the way I look, I'm like, it's just not worth being on there anymore.
Okay. So I get you. I think I'm very much the same. Like there are some things I posted and I'm like that is not me. I edit nearly if there's a photo of me gone online, it's probably edited. Um what I will say about that is I'm quite happy to admit that. What I'm not photoshopping anything to make it look like it still looks like me.
Yes, I get what
Unless
you
you have
mean.
a different opinion. But I would still say, but like there's just certain things that in my body that I'm like, I don't know, like currently I'm really detached from it. I don't feel it's not insecurities, it's in a weird sense there's a creativity to it. Like I
Yeah.
quite enjoy like the aesthetics and like changing these things. Oh my god, the amount of times I'm getting rid of a turkey neck in a photo.
Oh
Like I don't
yeah, that's
I
that. Yeah,
don't
I get that all the
necessarily
time.
shrink, but there was one photo that I really liked of me and it was at that angle. And I literally just photoshopped that. And like that there's no difference. I look like the same person. And
Yeah.
no one ever see it. It's a massive one as well with me of facial hair. When I've been doing drag, so like I hate right now that I'm on camera with no facial hair. When I've been doing drag, I then take it off. I actually was meant to go on a date this weekend, and I didn't cancel it. We never arranged it, but when they suggested, I said no, we can't. And they were like, why? And I was like, because I'm doing drag on Friday night, and that means I've got no facial hair. I'm not seeing you without my beard. It's almost like it feels like my identity, and I don't have it. So then, like on socials, sometimes if you now see me like this, you'd be like slightly jarring.
I think it depends what your insecurity is and what you change, if that makes sense. Like, I think if you edit something that you're not overly insecure about, you just think, oh, it makes me look better, then it doesn't bother you. If you're editing yourself, if you're specifically editing something you feel uncomfortable with, I think that's when it gets a bit trickier.
Yeah, like if I was posting a photo and I really liked it, but I've got a spot, like that spot is very temporary.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
get rid of it.
100% agree. Get rid of it. Get
Like
rid of it.
you put concealer on when you go out,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Not everyone
Mm.
does. Like me right now, I've got an awful one here that I've tried to conceal. Um, but like that, if there was a photo of me, I would go gone.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I get what you mean. Like I just find it really hilarious sometimes when you see photos and you're like,
When they're so obvious. Like you see someone that stands like they've got a picture of themselves in a mirror and you can see the mirror's gone concaved in where they've like tried
yeah,
to drag in their waist. And
like
I'm like, no.
the pinch,
Like,
pinch,
no,
pinch.
you look stupid. Just either don't post it or crop it so that's not in it.
Yeah, I'm actually about to send you a picture of someone. I'm not going to give any context because I do not want these people know that I'm talking about them. So this photo, obviously, don't say
Yeah,
any context of the photo. But that I'm like, babe, if you think that looks like you, you're delusional.
yeah, agreed.
Like
Yeah,
delusion,
it's stupid. Yeah, it's stupid.
absolute delusion. And I see that everywhere, and I'm like, what on what planet are you living on? Um, I I think that's us over and out with social media. I think there's so we could be here for hours talking about social media, and I'm sure we will talk about it in future episodes, episodes to come. I don't think we need to ask our listeners for anything this week. I think we'll leave it. We'll leave it there because we've done a double batch. We're currently recording on Easter Monday. Not sure when this will go out, obviously. But if you're hearing me say this right now, it's live. We probably need to get better on the social media. I just so busy. I just don't have the time. But we will get there.
Yes.
Have you got anything nice planned this week other than work? Anything
I
nice?
get a tattoo on Thursday.
Do you?
Yes.
What are you getting? If you can.
I'm getting a shrew. I'm getting a shrew there, and then they're like filling up the gaps. Then it's a full sleeve instead of like this patchy.
I thought your sleeve was just animals.
It is a shrew. It's a mouse.
Oh, I thought you said a shroom.
A shroom? No, a
Is
mouse.
it like mushroom?
No, a mouse.
Oh, why a shrew?
And then, just because it goes with the theme. And then, because it's African. Shrew's African. Right?
Really?
Yeah. And then they're just gonna fade it in and like, sort it all out. So it's all shiny noise. I want to do that before people are. Because I'm self-conscious about it. I'm self-conscious about the patches.
I really want more tattoos, but I just can't afford it.
Oh, I can't afford it.
Like, I've got this one, and then I've got one on my leg, and that's it. But I want more. We should so get matching tattoos.
I think we should. We should.
Live on a podcast.
Big camp.
I actually know a tattoo artist in Felixstowe.
Yeah.
They probably would let us record a podcast while getting tattooed. Imagine that, us both sitting on a tattoo bed, recording a podcast while getting a tattoo. I think we need to.
We should do it.
If we're gonna get matching tattoos, though, where and what?
I think we should get it on like the back of our. I think we should get it on the back of our legs, like near our ankles, and we should have Tinty Mark.
Scream. To be fair,
It's small, but yeah, Tinty Mark.
Yeah, what is in like? I was about to say I have Tinty, you have Mar, but no. We should, but like in the exact font,
in the exact
font of the sign, like on like maybe on the side of our ankle.
Yeah, I think we should do it.
Oh my god, we so are going to do this, and we'll do it on a podcast. Hilarious. Yeah, because then there's a story to it that, let's be real, I'm not going to forget to the day I die.
No.
Tinty Mar. Wow. Well, it's been lovely chatting with you, Brad.
Yes, honey, too.
Look at that. We've wrapped up at an hour. It's so good like that. Although the podcast episode won't be an hour because I'll cut it down. But have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Yes,
bye.